Who the hell do you think you are that you can celebrate the death of Kenyans, calling it a Christmas party? Shame on you. Shame on you that you can describe such unfortunate incidents. And let me finish by telling you, 2027 elections, Kenyans now know you better.
This is a man who has lost his head. This is a man who has lost his soul, and he wants to take this country to the precipice so that people can fight, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I take pride because I did not know I was impeaching initially a man of this type. If this government was formed by ODM, this man would have been in jail by now, I can assure you. I can tell you for this one without any fear of contradiction.
Namwambia rais usimwangalie yule mwendazimu ulomfukuza kule State House. Wewe angalia kazi yako, yule mwendazimu sisi tutadili naye. Na mimi namgoja Mombasa kule na ananijua.
He needs to see a doctor. He needs to do his mental check, Honorable Speaker. And I think doctors here should refer some very serious psychiatrists, Honorable Speaker, to see to him, Honorable Speaker. Because it's quite unfortunate that anything you speak is about your area.
For 2 years, Madam Speaker, Gachagua never outed anyone to support the government or to execute on behalf of the presidency and the people of Kenya any developmental activity. Mr. Speaker, what Gachagua is known for is only one, talking about Mulima.
This House must hold the National Cohesion and Integration Commission to account, because they cannot have double standards when it comes to deal with people.
You have seen him admonish other leaders because of empowerment programs that are empowering the same people who we advance a bottom-up transformation, economic transformation agenda, Honorable Speaker, because they are being supported by leaders now who are utilizing resources in the right way. But Honorable Speaker, when you're in high office and you use public resources to acquire private resources, Honorable Speaker, even stealing from your own family. Honorable Speaker, if you find somebody who can steal from a widow and orphans, Honorable Speaker, these are things that were tabled here during the impeachment process. How he forged the will of his late brother, a hardworking former governor of Nyeri, disinherited the widows and the orphans of the family, and used his high office to intimidate and threaten that family not to speak, Honorable Speaker. Thank God that this House rose to the occasion to save not just that family, but the country against the machinations of a very evil and dark soul, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'll take you back to the events of last year. Kenyans will remember on the 25th of June, after what happened, Honorable Speaker, the kind of incitement they saw from the same person, because he believes in bloodshed, that unless people die, he cannot achieve his mission, Honorable Speaker. Let us say, Honorable Speaker, from the floor of this House, no other Kenyan will die to satisfy the insatiable greed of a dark man with a dark soul and a very evil mind, Honorable Speaker. And no Kenyan should ever die for politics. I want to agree with Honorable Junet that when we said that never again, we should never ever again entertain the politics of bloodshed in this country. The last elections, Honorable Speaker, vindicated the Kenyan people that the Kenyan people are a people who believe in one unitary nation, a nation that cannot be divided by the insatiable greed for power and material wealth of one man, Honorable Speaker. I see a man who wants to take this country back, not just to the politics of ethnic balkanization and ethnic mobilization, Honorable Speaker, but to the backward thoughts that is only through bloodshed and death that you can achieve what you want, Honorable Speaker. We must, in one accord as a House, not just condemn, but ask the government of the Republic of Kenya, and more so the Inspector General of Police. I know he hails from Madera also. But he must apply the law without fear or favor, Honorable Speaker. I saw in the news last night, Honorable Speaker, them saying that the lawyer has written to NCIC. NCIC did not summon a lawyer. They summoned a person who is not above the law. And the law must take its due course. And I want to encourage the NCIC Commission to get the help of the Inspector General of Police to enforce the law as it is. When you are summoned by NCIC, a constitutional commission, to answer to charges leveled against you, you must appear. And if you don't appear, Honorable Speaker, action must be taken. Otherwise, if we take that route, Honorable Speaker, what will stop anybody tomorrow from inciting Kenyans on the basis of ethnicity or whatever you like to kill and slaughter each other, Honorable Speaker, with abandon? The law must take its course, and nobody, Honorable Speaker, is above the law. And who the hell do you think you are that you can celebrate the death of Kenyans, calling it a Christmas party? Shame on you. Shame on you that you can describe such unfortunate incidents. And let me finish by telling you, 2027 elections, Kenyans now know you better. Kenyans now can see clearly why this House, with over 300 members, voted to impeach you. Close to 360 members voted to impeach 284 members voted to impeach you. Because these members knew you were a danger, not just to the society and the nation of Kenya, but even a danger to yourself.
This person that we impeached as a House, Mr. Speaker, overwhelmingly, with over 300 members of this House, Mr. Speaker, is the same person who is telling Kenyans that unless you follow this direction, unless you follow this party of mine, unless you follow this, wild thoughts of mine of discriminating against other people, you will not be valid, or you will not be a valid Kenyan, Mr. Speaker. You will not be a valid citizen of this country. Mr. Speaker, this is a House that addresses matters of concern to the people. That is our mandate constitutionally. And if we do not arrest this matter, as Swahili people say, usipojenga ufa, usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta, Mr. Speaker. If we do not arrest this matter as early as now, Mr. Speaker, this is a man who has lost his head, this is a man who has lost his soul, and he wants to take this country to the precipice so that people can fight, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I take pride because I did not know I was impeaching initially a man of this type. I never thought. I impeached him based on gross violation of the Constitution and other things. But now I've realized, Mr. Speaker, madness, mental problem is not walking naked in the street. You could be dressed in your suit, Mr. Speaker, with a tie, but you're a madman, Mr. Speaker. That's what I've come to realize of late, Mr. Speaker. Because a leader of that type, a leader who wants to lead a political party in this country, cannot say, now what's happening, Mr. Speaker, he is almost making a region of this country look like an alien in this country. Very soon he wants to fence it off, like the Aberdare forest. That if you want to go there, you must get permission from him, Mr. Speaker. You cannot go and visit even your relatives there. You cannot even visit your people there, Mr. Speaker. You cannot do any politics in that area unless you get permission from him. Mr. Speaker, I want to say this. This country has experienced this, and we will not allow it to repeat. We will not allow it, Mr. Speaker. Every Kenyan has a right to live, to do politics, to do business anywhere in this part of the country, Mr. Speaker. Whether you are in Migori, Kakamega, Busia, Nyeri, Muranga, Embu, that other place, Kilifi, anywhere you want to do anything in this country, there is freedom and guaranteed by the Constitution. So, Mr. Speaker, the other day, we have constitutional commissions that we have given ourselves in this country, like the NCIC, the National Cohesion. They have summoned the former Deputy President. He has refused to appear. He's above the law. He's above the Constitution. He said, I cannot appear in that commission. And that is a commission that is taxpayer.
Give him 1 minute to finish.
Mr. Speaker, my time is 15, according to the standing orders.
10.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
Wind up in 2 minutes.
NCIC has summoned that suspect, Mr. Speaker. They have told him to appear so that he can answer to the allegations of inciting people against each other. He has refused to appear. Mr. Speaker, he's now trying to use human shield. He's trying to use people to commit crime, offenses that can take people to Hague, to defend himself, Mr. Speaker. If he's invited by the DCI to record a statement, he refuses. If he's invited by NCIC, he refuses. If he's invited by EACC Now, who's going to protect us from this monster, Mr. Speaker, called Rigathi Gachagua? Who on earth is going to protect us from this monster, Mr. Speaker? Who's going to protect us? Because the government looks like it's unable to take an action against him. Mr. Speaker, if this government was formed by ODM, this man would have been in jail by now, I can assure you.
Namwambia rais usimwangalie yule mwendazimu ulomfukuza kule State House. Wewe angalia kazi yako, yule mwendazimu sisi tutadili naye. Na mimi namgoja Mombasa kule na ananijua. Hawezi kuja kutuchafua kule Mombasa, hatuwezi kubali. Tunataka Kenya ambayo ina amani. Tunataka Kenya ambayo itasonga mbele bila bugdha. Mheshimiwa Gachagua angalie, ajiite mkutano, ajiulize. Wajua yuko kama yule mtoto, Mheshimiwa Spika, ambaye wageni wakija unamficha kwa sababu ataharibu. Yule mpe mic tu kidogo, Mheshimiwa Gachagua ashaharibu kila kitu. Juzi ameenda kuchapa wale walikuwa na msupport ambao ni artist. Leo amewachapa, kesho atafanya mengine na mengine. Kwa hiyo sisi tunasema rais, shika kasi. Sisi tuko ndani ya broad based government na tutakusukuma mbele. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Osoro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, anytime I listen to the former Deputy President speak, I can't help but wish that there was another way to have him brought back to this house to be impeached again, the second time or even that time, Honorable Speaker. Because, Honorable Speaker, I do not know what one single individual, the kind of venom one single individual holds in his mind, Honorable Speaker. In 2007, that is being referred to by the Honorable Gachagua, Honorable Speaker, I was a university student, I was in the university, Honorable Speaker. But at the time that the skirmishes were happening, Honorable Speaker, I was in Molo as a rider, as a border rider, Honorable Speaker. And I remember, Honorable Speaker, being accosted by about 5 people, Honorable Speaker, who wanted me to speak in a certain language, Honorable Speaker, that I didn't understand. They took away my motorbike and I had to run, Honorable Speaker, for my life. I found myself, Honorable Speaker, in a petrol tanker that I didn't know then where it was going, only to find myself, Honorable Speaker, in Lunga Lunga Road, industrial area, Honorable Speaker. How can a person describe that, Honorable Speaker, as a Christmas party, Honorable Speaker? How can a person, and along the way, Honorable Speaker, as we were coming, as we were driving all the way from Molo, El Bago, Honorable Speaker, to the entire route, Honorable Speaker, we could see bodies of people splashed across, spread all over, Honorable Speaker. When a person stands, Honorable Speaker, and speaks in such kind of a language and says that, 2027, if this and this does not happen, and anytime the guy speaks, Honorable Speaker, his description is only about him. It's issues, it's about him. Honorable Speaker, I think it's about time that we advise him to see a psychiatrist, Honorable Speaker. He needs to see a doctor. He needs to do his mental check, Honorable Speaker. And I think doctors here should refer some very serious psychiatrists, Honorable Speaker, to see to him, Honorable Speaker. Because it's quite unfortunate that anything you speak is about your area. Anything you speak is about your village. Honorable Speaker, that is a disease I refer to villagitis. That when you wake up, the only place you'll have is one village. When you speak about one area. When you wake up, you speak, even the meetings you hold is from one village, Honorable Speaker. How selfish can an individual be? That any person that does not subscribe to your line of thought is an enemy. Your particular line of thought, be it artists who are working hard for themselves, be it politicians who are, engaged in political associations across, those are your enemies. How selfish can one individual be? From your family, from your home, you are selfish. Where you take over everything that belongs to the late brother's family, Honorable Speaker, because taking advantage of the position that you had. Now, in the political scene, you are extremely selfish. That if you see artists visiting a deputy president, a sitting deputy president, a serving deputy president, Honorable Speaker, you take offense and go out there, complain about them, and rant about them. Honorable Speaker, it's about time we call out the NCIC, we call out the National Police Service, we call out the IG for selectively, for being selective on matters law, Honorable Speaker. Because it's about time Wamunyoro be arrested. The Honorable Gachagua should be behind bars for the statements that he made. If those statements, Honorable Speaker, were made in the previous regime, perhaps somebody would be running up and down, Honorable Speaker, with a battalion of lawyers. I think we are too tolerant. I believe even the independent bodies in the Constitution are becoming too tolerant, and they are going to affect this country. I mean, that you are being summoned by a body, a constitutional body, then you refer them through a lawyer, then and tell them, I can't attend, you are this and this. And then when you get arrested, you say it's political persecution. The Rigathi Gachagua should be a state guest, Honorable Speaker, latest this weekend.
For 2 years, Madam Speaker, Gachagua never outed anyone to support the government or to execute on behalf of the presidency and the people of Kenya any developmental activity. Mr. Speaker, what Gachagua is known for is only one, talking about Mulima. Talking about Mulima. That has been his speech for 2 years. Mr. Gachagua is known for amassing wealth for 2 years. He never spoke about the poor of this country. He never stood to prosecute matters relating to our children. He never took time to execute any matter to do with our mothers. He never took time to execute any matters to do with the whole members of this country. Mr. Speaker, now this man was impeached, and the only thing that he can do is continuously insult people. Mr. Speaker, Gachagua's history on the media is endorsing the president. Madam Speaker, Gachagua's statement on the media is endorsing members of parliament. Madam Speaker, Gachagua's statement is insulting the same mothers who gave birth to him. That whatever empowerment that we are doing, we are just spending money without taking consideration of his views. Madam Speaker, this man is so selfish that we know for the time that he was in government, his activities were only to purchase hotels, to purchase land, to purchase expensive things. That was what he has been doing. Now the tap has been closed. Mr. Speaker, we cannot allow him to turn this country into war just because it's okay. Madam Speaker.
Members, why are you?
Person of NCIC, Reverend Kobia. Reverend Kobia must act and not allow people to get over it. Because if we remember, prior to the 2022 elections, I remember 300 police officers were sent to Wasingishu County to arrest Honorable Oscar Sudi for making remarks that were not even hitting to the threshold of the National Commission and Integration Act. It was the same Reverend Kobia. We expect him to act. Similarly, we remember that Honorable Linturi again made some remarks, and he was picked at night. Yes, he mentioned that word in Wasingishu, and he was picked swiftly by the police and ferried to Nairobi at night for arrest. The same thing happened to Oscar Sudi. Why is it that the former deputy president has not been arrested? In fact, this House must hold the National Cohesion and Integration Commission to account, because they cannot have double standards when it comes to deal with people. You need to read the National Cohesion and Integration Act. And therefore, that is what we must say. And we, again, speaking as Member of Parliament for Wasingishu County, which bore the brunt of the post-election violence, we cannot allow anyone to mention that again. We made peace. The pastors and the old men had a meeting in Korusoi. That matter was settled, and we promised ourselves that we shall never mention it again. So on behalf of the people of Wasingishu County, we are very offended by the remarks of the former deputy president. Because, in fact, statements have been issued by members of Wasingishu County where they said, we are not going to allow you to take us there. So such a person is not a leader, he's a criminal, and we should be discussing how we should have him arrested and charged for those crimes.